Broadcasting from the Car Hole Lounge, it's Smokin' Sounds, the ultimate podcast for cigar and pipe enthusiasts who savor the perfect blend of tobacco while immersing themselves in the world of soulful music. Hey, welcome back, Smokin' Sound enthusiasts. On today's episode, we're diving into the rich world of Deadwood Cigars by Drew Estate, where the art of blending pipe tobacco with cigar filler takes center stage. I'm one of your hosts, Sean, and joining me is a man who needs no introduction. It's Justin!
Hello, everybody. Who is this?
This is the Rockers.
We are. My mic's not on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. All right, go ahead.
We are the Midnight Rockers.
That's right.
We will take on the Midnight Express at Starcade 88, baby. Can you see me in my spandex? Can you see me in my white tank top? For we are the Rockers, long before HBK, baby.
And we are thrilled to be your guide through this aromatic journey, all brought to you by cigarsforbeginners.com. Find Dirk on all socials at cigars, the number 4 beginners. Cigars, number 4 beginners. Hey, listen, joining us again is the third member of the Triple Crown Tag Team Champs. It's Chase. What's up, brother?
Great to be here. Mr. Chase. Now, guys, so Chase had a fall the other day. Actually, he was attacked by the Freebirds as he was coming out of the arena to, defending our tag team titles. But don't worry, the cage match is coming up, and Sean and Chase will defend the titles. Wrist or no wrist.
That's right.
Well,
I lost the wrist, but not the belt.
That's right.
That's right. It's all about priorities, people. It's all about priorities.
It's all to sell tickets for the pay-per-view later, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Hey, listen, and if you want to follow Chase, I think I've got it down now. You can find him on all social medias at pipes_and_sticks.
Perfect.
Looky there. I'm a
Boom.
professional.
Look at that. He is.
Hey, listen, before we get into the Deadwoods, we're going to be smoking the Fat Bottom Betty, right? Because again, we have had it's just been an outpouring support from not only our cigar enthusiast, but also our pipe enthusiast.
That's right.
And so we wanted to try to find something that's kind of like, I think Van Hagar said it best, the best of both worlds, so we're going to smoke a little bit of that. But Justin, while I'm lighting mine up, why don't you kind of talk to the listeners and let them know kind of what all we've been kind of doing and all that good stuff?
Well, I tell you what, I did want to bring in my smoking report. So I tried my first Candela wrapper. It was a nub Candela. And just a brief review on that, very brief. If you like Connecticut shade, Candela is grassier. And so when I say Candela is sweeter, that's what I mean. It's like grassy sweet, not candy sweet. It's like grassy sweet. And I also had my very first, to my knowledge, habanero cigar. It was a nub habanero. And if you guys want to know what that is, if you want any reference to that, so what it is, it's basically like sun-grown. It very much tastes like sun-grown to me, but a lot earthier. And sun-grown is pretty earthy, if you guys know that. So just to kind of give some of you cigar smokers a reference point, we're going to have Sean talk about his latest acquisition has been some blackberry brandy. I believe that's made by Sutliff Tobacco. He wants to talk about, we're gonna give him a chance to expound on that. You can hear the torches going off with the Black
Holy
Betties.
smokes.
I know. I cannot wait to talk about these.
Wow.
These are so friggin' good.
Let's just go ahead and say it right now. Ben and the guys at the Leaf Cutters have been telling me for the past 2 days how much we were going to enjoy the hell out of this cigar. And they were right.
So If look, guys,
Hey, the Leaf Cutters just said it. We're on Instagram Live too. So if you start thinking we're talking some weird shit, it's just because we're on Instagram Live too.
Yeah. So
it says that's what I have been waiting for. The reaction.
man, look, if you're a pipe smoker, and Chase is a pipe smoker, Chase, I'm gonna let you jump in here, but Chase is a pipe smoker like and again, I've smoked more cigars during this stupid podcast than I have than like the last 5 years of my life. So, but let me tell you what, pipe smokers, this is a must try. It really, absolutely. So, Chase, break it down for me, brother.
Well, first is the sweetness right off the bat. Before I even lit it, I cut it and put it in my mouth, just took a couple of draws off of it.
Yeah.
And the first draw was so sweet, it just coated my mouth in sweetness. And the wrapper is just, it almost tastes flavored. It's so sweet that when you take it off your lips, it just completely leaves this like amazing sweetness. It lasts a long time.
And these are done, Deadwood Cigars are done by Drew Estate. Those are the guys that brought us the blackened for Metallica.
Yeah, if you guys remember that.
The M81 Double Maduro, which was a hell of a cigar. Have you had one of those yet?
Which one?
The
Blackened.
M81, the blackened by Drew Estate for Metallica.
Not yet.
Oh, man. So that is me, man. And so far, it's got a great burn, a lot of sweetness. I guess I would say we're in our first third here, since we want to sound like we're professional cigar smokers here.
And now I brought some brandy to pair with. If you guys remember our brandy episode, you remember the one where Adam got put through the table? I brought some of that back. I knew it would pair with the cigar, and I think I'm totally right.
Yeah, I think you are too.
So look at this too. The draw is so good that I set the cigar down and I have a steady stream coming out the end here.
Now, what did you cut that with?
I just did a double guillotine, just a straight cut.
Okay.
I almost always do a straight cut.
Did you need some of this, brother?
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn the camera around here on Instagram real quick, because I want to show you guys something. Look, you guys heard our last episode, and you know how much we love Tomas right there. Look, Ultimo Cigars, neon signs, on-air cigars. Thanks to my beautiful wife and my sister for those. But I got to show you guys something. And maybe this is a problem you're having. Again, we're just kind of all over the place today. It's my birthday. We're going to pretend like I'm drinking. We don't give a shit. So
see, that's why we're doing the on Facebook. I said episode's coming. Whose birthday is it? Well, it's Sean's birthday, and folks, he is working on his 8th 39th birthday.
That's right.
So you guys do the math or ask Siri.
And I'm a little hopped up on Cremosa because Tomas decided he got his Cremosa coffee back in and decided it'd be a good idea to give me a big old cup of Joe right before we did this. See, look, it's almost like I have ADHD. I forgot what I was even talking about. Look, I wanted to show you guys because here, I want to be serious for a second. I tend to buy the bigger gauge cigars, right? The Gordos, right?
Gordo.
And so I love a V-cut. I used to be a punch guy. I do a straight cut sometimes, but I love a V-cut. But I was having an issue with my cheaper low-end V-cutter giving me a good cut on the Gordos. And so look what I got from Tomas today.
He's showing the camera.
I got this V-cut by, I am not even going to try to pretend to say that name. Calibri.
Yes.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have one of those, get you one.
Come get you some.
That's right. So listen, so I was going to turn Chase's mic off so I could play Queen's Fat Bottom Girls, but we're just going to pretend like that's playing.
Good. We had that. So yeah. So and Jess reminded me of the apple bottom jeans. Da, 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 da. You guys
with the fur.
Yeah. So
this would be the sounds part of Smoking Sounds.
Yeah. so have that part in your head. But yeah. Something about big fat Fanny. She was such a naughty nanny.
So here we go. Listen, let's give this breakdown real quick. I kind of read it to Justin a second ago. So Chase, this will kind of be your first time hearing it. Deadwood Cigars is produced by Drew Estate, the same company that brought us Blackened for Metallica. Deadwoods are a Maduro wrapper and blended with an aromatic and exotic tobaccos that bring out the natural sweetness of the cigar. I would agree with that so far. How about you, gentlemen? Deadwood's Yummy Ladies. That's not the exact wording that the website uses, but we're going to use Yummy Ladies.
We're going to stay proper.
Yes. Include Sweet Jane, a 5x46 Vitello, Fat Bottom Betty, a 5x54 Vitola, and Crazy Alice, a 4.5 by 32 Vitola. And there's also the girl with no name, right?
Yeah.
And then
Leather Rose.
A Leather Rose. And new to the line is Baby Jane, a 4 by 32 Vitola. Deadwood, based out of South Dakota, noted Sweet Jane was born in the brothels of the historic city. She's naughty, and her reputation for breaking hearts and bringing the strongest men to their knees. Fat Bottom Betty came out of rehab in 2013 to spread some large ass lovin'. With her sister, Sweet Jane. Crazy Alice showed up in 2014, and God knows where that little firecracker has been. So that I did not make up. I cannot take credit for that. That is the description that I found from Deadwood and Drew Estate. And so far, what do you guys, let's get into the Fat Bottom Betty here. We're in the first third. Guys, give me some of what you got. What you thinking?
Well, okay. So the aroma of this, now it's not like pure pipe tobacco, so I don't want y'all to think that. But man, the aroma is so good on this. It is sweet, but it's very nice, very smooth. I mean, we're talking very smooth. And I would say they're like, okay, so most cigars, you get like cedar and leather. Negatory on this, at least for me. No leather, no cedar,
just sweetness,
like a dark, like almost, I almost want to say like dark chocolate and maybe coffee.
Yeah.
If you wanted to kind of,
I could get those.
Kind of go that way. Chase, what else you got, brother man?
It's almost like a mixture of like dark chocolate and like cream and just overwhelming sweetness.
Yeah.
I would say it smells more like pipe tobacco than tastes like it.
It definitely has more aromatics in some cigars.
It tastes like a cigar, but it has almost like a pipe room note. And I don't know if that's from just the sweetness on my lips too affecting that.
Yeah, there's definitely that sweetness on your lips.
Because now, Sean, now you were smelling this before you lit up. You smelled us, getting ours going. And after I burned myself,
that's right.
So, what was the aroma other than burning flesh?
Well, it's kind of like Chase was saying. It was almost like a sweet pipe aromatic.
Wow.
It was very pleasant to the nostrils, if you will.
Even if you do the smoke kind of in front of your nose, it's not, how a normal cigar will make your eyes water almost if you kind of breathe it in your nose. And this one kind of is more of a pipe smell.
Yep, that's exactly right. Again, you pipe smokers, you need to try this. And I don't normally tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do. You need to go out and get a Deadwood, any of the sizes. But look, if you have your choice, I mean, who wouldn't turn down a Fat Bottom Betty? I mean, for real.
Well, and if you're a cigar smoker who's thought about smoking a pipe,
right?
And we're gonna
that's great. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Can you pass me the Vertigo, the big one right there, Chase?
Yes.
And Ben, if you're still with us, which I hope we haven't scared anybody off yet, are we missing anything? Are we not describing it the right way? Do you got anything you'd want to chime in with? Please mention it in the comments, or if you want. We could even we could try to get you on this Instagram Live and see if we could hear you if you want to jump on with this real quick. We'd love to have that happen too. Listen, we're just having fun here. So send me a request. We'll see if we can't get you on here with us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. So now so again, I'm kind of getting done with my first third. And let me tell you what, just like a good pipe tobacco, the flavor does not change. Sometimes, people say, oh, when I hit this section, I'm about to leave the first third. It's the same. It is the same. Why is the music?
I just started potting a little bit underneath this there.
Just to have something in there.
Yeah, well, and Ben just said that so far our description is perfect and it's delicious.
Oh man!
So
and by the way, so the brandy we got. If those of you who remember, I got St. Remy's VSOP. So Chase, did you hit some of that brandy yet?
Yeah.
So now how's that mixing with the Deadwood?
It goes great with the sweetness. I would definitely say a brandy or a cognac would be best with this.
Okay, so I'm not as familiar with cognac. I mean, I don't know if Hennessy's any good.
Yeah, not bad.
So Chase, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to the liquor store. I got some Deadwoods out in the car. What kind of cognac do I need?
Cavassier.
Cavassier.
Okay, there
that
we
just
go.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah. So now, Sean, what do you got? A Diet Pepsi?
I've got a Diet Pepsi, but as I'm sitting here and I'm watching the comments on Instagram roll in, and I'm looking at the leaf cutters, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the leaf cutters, make sure you do so. I'm reminiscent of an episode they did where they were talking about a Diet Dr. Pepper and the 23 flavors, and I'm thinking that might be a perfect pairing with this cigar.
That would also pair, but see, in my opinion, that would pair well with literally any cigar.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All those flavors, I feel like cigars only have so many tastes. Like when you look at a flavor profile, you could look at every cigar in the world, and there's going to be like a mix and match of maybe 15 tastes or 20.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's going to be a couple different woods, couple different dark chocolate coffee, all the same stuff we hear, on almost every cigar. So I feel like Dr. Pepper pairs with every single one of those.
And that's funny you say that, because Andy from the Leaf Cutters just said Dr. Pepper, Justin, Dr. Pepper.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, and they're not saying diet. Now, I have to drink diet because I'm a diabetic.
It's different.
Right.
I almost said a diabetic, but, whatever.
So I mainly go for the zero sugar or the diet versions myself. By the way,
that root beer might go good with this too.
I was just going to mention that the best zero sugar. And there's a difference between diet pop and zero sugar pop, and the difference is when they say diet, they mean it has aspartame or something like that. Now, when they say zero sugar, what they're telling you is that it has Splenda. Splenda tastes like sugar because it is sugar. Anyway, but the best, just if you guys need it out there, the best zero sugar soda I have found so far is A&W root beer. It tastes just like the real thing. It doesn't taste diety, and now, Sean, I've given you one of those to try, right?
Yeah, and listen, Andy also just said Dr. Pepper Zero, Cherry, and a Barg's root beer zero.
Man, I tell you, if I can find a Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry with this, oh, moogly googly.
You know where we're going after this, Justin.
Yeah.
We're hitting the Save-A-Hood to see if we can pick up a 12-pack.
I know it. We got to get a 12er of the Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry.
Yeah, cops are going to pull us over and say, "You guys been drinking?" We're going to say, "Yeah."
And
Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry.
And I'll blow cigar smoke right in his face.
That's right. And they'd probably want one after we did that.
Oh, man.
Listen, and I got to thank Chase again, man. He's been, since we've met up through the Tulsa Pipe Club. A shout out to them if you're in Tulsa on Facebook, Tulsa Pipe Club.
We are going to post this on the Pipe Club website because it tastes so much like a pipe.
Yeah,
it really does. Yeah.
And Chase has become kind of the third member of Smoking Sounds, and he made the trek out here after that steel cage match went a little sideways with the Von Erichs.
Yeah. So
you should see them.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Oh, here you go. You know what? Chase has got his first one. Yeah.
See, it's the little things that make a difference.
That's right.
So yeah. Again, this flavor does not change. It's the same. Now, the only part that I have to watch is that my tip starts getting spongy, and sometimes the flavor gets a little hot, but that's because I need to slow my roll.
Yeah.
I'm puffing too much because I'm just enjoying it. Now, I remember we talked about if you find a pipe big enough to hold the head of your cigar and have this in your pipe, and smoke it that way. That way you can smoke every last bit of it.
Yeah.
And this is one worthy of doing that, where you can do this. By the way, give them a price point on these sticks.
So we got the Fat Bottom Betties, and they are the Gordo size. Here in Tulsa, they were $13 a stick.
See, I tell you, I've had $20 sticks that I haven't enjoyed half as much.
Yeah,
I can promise you that. I won't, because it seemed like I diss this cigar every episode, so I won't say its name, but it starts with an H and it's from Fuente. So go back and listen and see if you can. When I diss every episode.
So what you're saying is you're not going to hem it up, huh? And this and Ben, guys at the Leaf Cutters, if you're still with us on Instagram Live,
I'm sorry.
I want to hopefully we haven't scared you guys off yet, but have you had the Sweet Jane or the Crazy Alice or the Leather Rose? And if so, are the flavor profiles similar? because kind of what I was reading, it sounded like the flavor profiles may all be a little similar, but just in different Vitola sizes. So I don't know if that's correct. So I don't want to put anything out there. So I'm going to fact check that with the leaf cutters since Ben's a professional on these. So we'll see if we get a response on that.
Also, in the comments, please, somebody tell us what a Vitola is.
Well, look, we got Chase right here.
Okay, Chase.
Go ahead,
please
Chase.
Break it off, brother.
So Vitola is going to be, you've got every cigar company has their lines. So like, for instance, like Charter Oak, they've got a line of Habanas and a line of Maduros. Each of those lines is going to have several Vitolas, which is going to be the size and shape of that particular cigar. So like, one cigar brand may only make a cigar in one Vitola. But if it's a popular cigar, they might make Gordos and Robustos and Toros. And so whatever they decide to call it is whatever that Vitola is. So for instance, like a Hemingway, you can buy it in a short story. You know what I mean? It's fresh since you brought it up. You buy it in a short story, which is a very specific Vitola.
Okay, gotcha. So that has to do with the size and the ring gauge.
And it looks like Ben just confirmed. He says, "Yeah, he's still there." Thanks, Ben. I've had them all. They have minor taste differences, but huge smoke output differences. So I'm sure that's got to do with the ring gauge size. Sure.
Yeah.
Now that's the other thing I did want to notice that. Okay, so my last cigar I've had before this one was a factory smoke from Drew Estate, which by the way was fantastic for the price, especially. You just it was a Maduro. I can't remember what size it was, but this stuff, this cigar right here, this puts out, like vapor cloud smoke, like
like we're vaping, huh?
Yeah, people they probably think I'm like a cloud chaser because there's like a ton of smoke from this.
Listen, it's been pretty foggy here in Tulsa today, and it's really foggy. They're gonna think Snoop Dogg's in here with us.
Yeah, really, man.
But listen, hey, I'm glad you brought up that factory smoke because, guys, if you're not following our good friend Matthew at budget.cigar.smoker. He's our dude, man. He is our budget smoker guy. And in the not too distant future, we are going to have him on with us to do a budget cigar episode because, not every stick has to be a $13 to $20 stick, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And if you live in Tulsa and can get to the tobacco pouch, they have a tremendous sale going on right now with some tremendous sticks that are very, very good. Me and Chase were talking about it, and I think this is what the way we've come up to describe it was, it's such a good sale. It's the time of year where you stuff your humidors full with cigars, and then you're good for the year, right?
It's the kind of sale where you go in and you buy a couple of sticks, and if you like them, you should go right back in the next day because if you wait a week, they're gone. Man.
Hey, listen, and those Vega Finas, unfortunately, I posted a picture of them, and they have almost all sold out.
Yeah, I'm glad I bought a couple.
Yeah, I think I bought like 7 of them.
Wow,
so,
I bought 4.
All right. So now let me just go around the table. So far, my favorite budget smoke would definitely have to be Drew Estate factory smoke. Now I've only had the Maduro. I haven't had the. I want to try their sweet. I want to try their sun grown. The other. I guess that would be the other Vitolas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Sean, right now, what's your favorite budget smoke? Your favorite cheap stick?
So cheap stick, I'm going to say anything under $6. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So the other day at the Tulsa Hills cigar cellar, I ran into a gentleman and he was buying these cigars that no band, just wrapped in cellophane, and they were a Churchill Maduro. And I asked him, I said, are those good? $5.25 for a Churchill, right?
Wow.
And he says, are they good? He said, you see how many I'm buying? And so I asked him, I said, well, with the Churchill, I said, do you punch it? Do you V-cut? Do you get straight cut? What do you do? And he said, no, I smoke these on the golf course. So I just take my golf tee and shove it in the end of it. Hey, it works, right?
Yeah.
So it is a budget cigar from General Cigars. You'll know that name from like Punch and Room 101 and other brands under the General Cigar Company. And that, I got each of you guys one, so don't let me forget to give it to you before we get out of here. That is my favorite budget cigar. And I just found out that the pouch has them, and they have them in the Robusto. They don't have the Gordo, but they have the Robusto and the Churchills. And we're talking $5.15, $5.25.
Wow.
That so far, the JC Newman budget smokes are pretty good. And this General Cigar one is a long filled second. So
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So Chase, what do you think, brother?
So now I would say my favorite cigar for the price, if we're going under $6, would be anything by Charter Oaks, which is by Foundation.
Yep.
Their cigars, I don't know why they're $5 to $6. I mean, they don't make super big cigars. We're talking about Rothschilds and, Toros or whatever. So
Did you get the Habano Gordo from the pouch?
I did not get the Gordo, but I got several of the Habanos and Maduros, and I got mostly a bunch of Rothschilds, and then I got a few of the longer ones.
Okay.
But I really like them in the smaller ring gauge specifically.
So refresh our listeners. We have a lot of beginners. So a Rothschild would be what size?
It is 5 1/4 by 50.
Okay. So Chase, now you took me to the liquor store and I got some, what'd you call that?
Cavassier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I'm at the cigar place.
Okay.
And we got some of those, what'd you say the cigar was?
Charter Oaks.
Charter Oak. We got Charter Oak. Okay. Which one do I need to buy first?
So I'm obviously going to always say Maduro.
And I'm going to agree with you on this one.
See, Sean, when we started this podcast just a couple months ago, he was a Connecticut man. Now,
Still am.
Oh, it's got to be Maduro.
Can I tell you why I agree with him?
Right on.
Okay, so sorry guys, if you're on Instagram Live, sorry I keep messing this camera around. When I first started smoking cigars, I went into another one of our local establishments and was just looking for different sticks, right? And excuse me, I was at Fogan Bates and there was a gentleman working there named Dave. And I said, hey, I just kind of want to find something that, I haven't had, and just, what do you got for me? And he took me over to the foundation section and he said, you need to try this Maduro. And the first thing I said to him was, dark wrapper? No way, man. No way. And he said, I promise you, it's not going to be too harsh. And he said, you're going to pick up the different notes in it. Like you're going to first get the earthy woodiness, leather, that stuff. He said, but I promise you, you're going to know when you move into the chocolate and cocoa.
Yeah, you get that right in the second, third.
He couldn't have been more right. That's the first cigar that I was like, oh, you really do pick up different notes in cigars. And it was not a put you on your keister Maduro.
Oh.
So.
And anything by Foundation Cigars is going to be good. They make Tabernacle, they make Charter Oaks, they make another brand that's even higher than Tabernacle, and they're like $20, $25 cigars.
Yeah.
I haven't tried those yet, but
now I have a Tabernacle at home that I'm kind of saving for a special occasion. So now I used to tell everybody that my very favorite cigar of all time was a Rocky Patel Edge, of course, Maduro, but I have a feeling
it's now the Hemingway.
Oh my God!
You don't like the Hemingway?
No, I thought it was kind of tasteless and kind of it just didn't do anything for me.
What wrapper did you get it?
I can't remember now. It's been some years. Maybe I should try it again for the first time. But I was over at Classic and we were doing a lot of drinking and so maybe that was. but I have a feeling this Tabernacle, from what I've read and from what I've seen, I'm kind of saving it because I'm thinking we might have a new undisputed champion. Even I haven't even smoked it yet, and I'm already thinking. Although I tell you what, this Deadwood is definitely the winner of the Royal Rumble because he could contend for that championship tonight.
And listen, hey, Andy from Leaf Cutters said that factory smoke Maduro is his daily driver.
Wow. See, there you go.
Factory smoke. I've got a few factory smokes in my humidor. I haven't tried them yet.
I haven't either.
It looks so good, though. I mean,
yeah, you need to. Because now I'm interested also because one of my second favorite was back then was the Fuente Chateau Sungrown, which I haven't even seen those around in forever. But I love Sungrown because they're kind of like earthy but kind of dry. They're not like earthy oily like a Maduro. They're kind of like earthy dry. And so factory make, when I saw they made a Sungrown, like it's like, I'm bowdy and rowdy. So,
Hey, listen, on Instagram, we got somebody, Felix, wanting to, let's see what happens if we do this, wanting to go live with this. Let's see what happens here.
you probably have to cut off one of our mics.
No, he went away. Let's see. Let's try it again.
Felix, come back.
Except, let's see. He may have dropped off.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so that didn't.
Okay. Well, look, guys. Again, we're this is our first time going on Instagram, kind of trying to incorporate people.
Oh,
So
there he is. Look, we got. Can you hear us, sir?
Hello, my friend.
Hey, how are you?
Check it. New cigar, Solomon Artistic.
What's that?
Check it.
Hold on. So yeah,
So beautiful cigar.
yeah, those are some beautiful cigars.
Yeah, so Solomon Artistic. So by the in Dominican Republic.
MCR,
What?
Master
MCR.
Cigar Roller. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
excellent. Well, welcome. And we're not professional. We're not. We're just a bunch of guys out in the car hole lounge.
That's right. And
Send us a box and we'll smoke it though.
yeah, sure. Hey guys, listen, if you were joining us on Instagram Live, I want to say thank you. It looks like our time's about up here. So I'm going to go in the Instagram Live. We will drop the episode tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Ben and Andy and everybody from the Leaf Cutters. Felix, thanks for showing us off those nice cigars. We appreciate it. And don't forget to finish up listening to the episode here in just a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping this. So get your podcast stream ready.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, thanks to everybody. We had 21 different people watching us on there, and that's cool. That's pretty cool. So,
Oh my gosh!
yeah, we're going to go ahead and flip the switch on that one. So, since I'm ending that, let me do this real quick. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm going to mention that too.
What's that? Let's see here. Oh, let's see. All right. Brian, to all Tulsa Pipe Club members, we will be having our monthly meeting this Saturday, January 27th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Tobacco Pouch.
Boom, skid.
So there we go. If you are in Tulsa and want to jump in on the Tulsa Pipe Club, that's going to be happening this Saturday.
And don't forget, guys, please come out, because before, or as I like to do, before and after the Pipe Club meeting, we'd like to go to Craw Pappy's, and you can smoke at Craw Pappy's. So you can take your pipe or cigar right into Craw Pappy's if you need to, and continue on. So it's wonderful. By the way, big shout out to Chuck Saucer. He had to move away, but he began the Pipe Club back in the day, our grand poobah. So I hope he's listening. I hope he, yeah.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Take me home tonight.
There we go.
Happy birthday.
Coming at you live from the Car Hole Lounge. It's Queen with a little Fat Bottom Betty.
You make the rockin' world go round.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to get a little bit of music in there now. Chase,
Yeah.
let me get a check 1-2 on that mic from you.
Check 1, 2.
There we go. Yeah, we're live, and we're still live at the Car Hole Lounge. It's Sean, Justin, and Chase. Smoking sounds. We've got little sounds going right here.
Right, this is Queen and Fat Bottom Girls. By the way, I know this is going to be heresy. This is the only Queen song I like. If you can
They've
believe
got
it.
some bangers. They've got some good ones.
Maddox.
Oh, hold on. We got a special guest here.
Got a special guest here.
Hi,
What's your name?
What's your name?
Maddox.
Maddox.
You can't have the Fat Bottom Betty. No, you're not old
yet.
enough, okay?
I just came out here to give you a hug.
All right, thank you.
Not until you're 12, son. Not until you're 12.
Open the garage door.
Got to stick with the bubblegum cigars.
That's
Yeah, that's
right.
right. Hey,
That's
I remember
right.
those.
Yeah. Or you remember Big League Chew?
Oh, do I remember it? Sorry, we've got a little sound going on in the background there. That's just the garage door opening.
What are they doing?
Well, we got to air out the Snoop Dogg lounge here.
Okay. So
We got to air it out a little bit.
So guys, we really are in a car hole, as you can tell. You just heard the car. See, some people say garage door, but I'm not French, so it's car hole door.
That's right.
So, but yeah. All right. So Chase, you said the Queen had some bangers. What's your favorite banger from Queen? Or top two? You can do top two.
I'd say Fat Bottom Girls is obviously, that's a banger.
Right on.
I mean, you got to include Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, yeah, I'd have to say is that one.
Maybe I would like that one more if the radio hadn't overplayed it for the past 40 years.
Well, that's true.
I don't listen to the radio, though.
Well, that's true. Okay. So, Sean, what do you think?
Well, like I said, man, I'm going to tell you, you got to include Bohemian Rhapsody just because of Wayne's World. And
I'd forgotten about that. I really did.
this now they did this one too.
Oh yeah.
This was an Elvis cover, right?
No,
No, who did this originally?
Oh, yeah.
Roy Orbison.
I can't remember. I know it wasn't Elvis.
This is a good one too.
So, see, look-
Okay, all right. So there's 2 Queen songs. I
Oh,
like.
here you go. What about this one?
Oh yeah, Under Pressure.
No, come on, ice, baby.
There you go. Hey,
Okay.
no, his goes.
He got
dun,
sued.
dun,
He
dun,
gets
dun,
sued
dun,
for
dun.
that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
and I loved it when he really said that. He goes, "No, mine goes dun 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 dun."
It's like,
Listen,
dude,
Robbie
come
Van
on,
Winkle,
man.
I love
Come
you,
on.
but that ain't you ain't
Yeah,
fooling nobody.
nobody.
with your dun 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 dun.
Right. Just pay the money.
So look, I think we have successfully convinced Justin that Queen had a few more hits than just fat bottom girls.
That's right.
Well, see, I didn't want anybody to confuse me with a Bud Light drinker, but hey, but if you guys think it's cool, then now it's cool.
Hey,
Because I don't drink Bud Light.
well, I don't either, but
Me
I don't
either.
drink.
Not really. I don't really drink much.
I do.
So, again, hey, we're just out here. We're having a good time in the Carhole Lounge. It's my birthday. And appreciate anybody and everybody who listens to this. We cannot begin to thank you guys for your support.
Okay, so I did want to also make an announcement. Most of you probably think this is our wrestling episode because I foolishly said last time. So now it turned out our schedules, I got those confused. So Free Jack is going to come next week to give us a Royal Rumble recap, and we're going to do a wrestling show then.
That's right,
I must have been pre-gaming. And so sometimes when I pre-game, I get loose on the mic.
Well, and it's because him and Free Jack and AJ are headed out to Tampa, Florida to attend the Royal Rumble live.
Now, where was that? We were saying we're to go to Florida for that tour.
Oh, yeah. So JC Newman still would love to have one of your ashtrays. Listen, I love the support. Love you guys liking all of our stuff on Instagram. Absolutely love your cigars. So listen, let me bring this up real quick because JC Newman is one of those cigar manufacturers that I've been getting into. I love their brick house cigars. Like I said, I love their budget cigars. But they make a cigar called the American, and none of our shops carry it. So to carry the American, they have like a standard that you have to be able to meet to carry the cigar. And from what I've read, is it's supposed to be just a hell of a cigar. Oh, and I've had the Julius Caesar. That is another.
It looks
oh my God!
I've been wanting to try that.
I usually wouldn't encourage you to go spend $20 on a stick, but if you just feel like you need something that's not a Davidoff or something in that higher price range, a Julius Caesar is going to treat you right. You hear that, JC Newman? How about that free ashtray?
Yeah, how about that free ashtray full of some of those Julius Caesars?
Yeah,
I'll even take one that was chipped or something like a factory default.
Exactly.
a floor model or didn't scratch.
Well,
It's
listen,
got an extra letter in there somewhere.
before I lie to
I
you,
don't know who JP Newman is, but I love the
Well-
ashtray.
not only does JC Newman make the brick house, Julius Caesar, the ashtray that I'm trying to get, they also have a sweatshirt that says Cigar City on it.
Ooh.
Oh man, it is so cool.
Wow.
So if you are in or around the Florida area, I would highly recommend doing the tour of the JC Newman Cigar Factory there. It looks like a really good time for any cigar smoker. So,
yeah.
So now back to Deadwood by Drew Estate and Fat Bottom Betty.
Okay.
As we're kind of moving on through the second third here, what do you guys got? Let's hit around the room, Justin.
All right, man. So I'm kind of getting down there to the last third. So that now for me, honestly, some of the sweetness has went away. There certainly is still a sweet aftertaste, and the aroma, honestly, at this point has become a little more cigar-like. That doesn't make it a bad thing. I'm just saying more cigar-like. So,
See, I'm still kind of getting that sweet aroma out of mine.
I am too, but it's definitely complex.
Yeah.
It's more complex now.
yeah, and so that's kind of. But look, I'm still totally enjoying it. So Chase, let me throw it over to what are you getting?
So on this last third, it definitely tastes a lot stronger. Definitely tastes more like chocolatey as far as the sweetness.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
like dark chocolate with a little bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. I'm getting something else, but I'm having trouble nailing it down.
I'm gonna have to keep this label. I like the band on them too. I like the fat bottom Betty. I like the kind of sugar skull woman on here. She definitely looks like she just got out of rehab. You know, she's large ass loving, right?
The Amy Winehouse cigar. But yeah, so but yeah, it's guys, again, you guys are leaf cutters, you know what you're talking about on this, and you guys were waiting for me to try this one, and I promise you, you made the right choice. As a pipe smoker, I absolutely love it, and this would go toe to toe with any of the best pipe tobaccos out there, even though it's a cigar.
And I even had a couple of gentlemen, Justin, and there's somebody else. Sorry, it escapes me that I didn't even know were cigar smokers. And when I had put on Facebook that we were going to be doing this, I started getting comments from people that I didn't even know smoked cigars about how good these Deadwood cigars were. And, you know, I gotta give credit to Mike at the Tobacco Pouch. He told us they were good cigars.
Yeah, now, if you guys
Got a
know...
shout out to Mike.
Yeah. So if you guys, too, if you know, he mentioned there's an Asylum cigar, but I can't think what the exact name. He said it's very similar to these. It's kind of that same line of pipe tobacco and filler and that kind of thing. So if you can think of it, or next time I'm in the pouch, I'll have to ask Mike. But the Asylum makes something like this as well. But gosh, this Deadwood is so good. I'm going to have to try. Just the name Leather Rose, makes me want to stop by on my way home.
Yeah, well, somebody mentioned that one on the on the Instagram, I think.
And here's the thing: I meant to bring this up earlier. Again, great response from having Tomas on the last episode, and I just want to sincerely thank all the listeners that took the time to go on ultimocigars.com and order packs of cigars from Tomas. You're supporting a local cigar maker who
a craftsman,
a
artisan,
craftsman.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I'm telling you this because I was just in his shop today, as you're ordering these cigars, he is hand rolling them. It's not a machine rolling them. It is two gentlemen in a little bitty cigar shop that are hand rolling and blending your cigars, and you're going to enjoy them. I can't wait for you to get them. But sincerely, thank you so much for entrusting us and listening to Tomas and buying into his product. I promise you're not going to regret it.
And now that's going to segue to our next thing. So we will have another episode with Tomas to cover more of the rolling. Like hopefully we want to be back there with him as he's rolling, maybe with video, if he wants to, kind of show us how it's done and that sort of stuff. So, so there's a part 2. Also for you 80s hair metal band. Talking, at Poison, Scorpions, the like.
Skid Row! Today is the 35th anniversary of Skid Row's self-titled debut album.
Wow. So listen, we have now, and so I've been hitting the brandy, so I'm not going to promise which week it is, but we're going to have a hot 80s blonde on with us because she has been to a lot of concerts, and Sean's been to a lot of concerts, and so we're going to kind of review hair metal concerts and have margaritas. Now she doesn't smoke, and so we're going to have to leave the Carhole Lounge and go to my crib, but we will be serving margaritas and
senoritas.
Yeah,
that sounds like a night.
So listen, and probably that one's going to be a 2-parter episode because I guarantee you're going to love the hot 80s blonde we have who's going to come on and talk about that. And don't forget, also upcoming, I know I keep teasing it but we will have couple smoke. We're looking
See,
for
you're
that
talking
one.
about another hot blonde, my wife.
That's right. That's right. So we want to have that one on the 10th? Is that what we nailed down?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a two-part because I think we're going to have the Crazy Gringo joining us as part of that episode as well.
Well, but again, and there will be a playlist to come with the couple smoke. Basically, it's kind of songs that you would couples or backward skate only, and that playlist will be coming. So I just wanted to kind of give everybody kind of a shout out. Remember, next week, God willing and the creek don't rise, we're going to have Free Jack on with the Royal Rumble recap. Just wanted to kind of give a stuff to stay tuned.
Hey, and listen, if you're kind of like, man, now you've tickled my nostalgia fantasy, and I gotta have, listen, I've got some great friends, Dave and Rob, over at the Totally 80s and 90s Recall podcast, two Gen X dudes talking about everything from music to movies, TV shows, anything pop culture. Follow them on Instagram. Subscribe to them. They are a great podcast duo. If you want to hear a professional podcast, you might want to listen to Dave and Rob over at Totally 80s and 90s Recall podcast. I know you guys have heard me mention them before. And like I said from the very beginning, Rob was the inspiration for this podcast. So any chance I get to mention Totally 80s and 90s Recall, I want to take that opportunity. No. But yeah, we've got some things in the works, some things planned that, if it wasn't for you, our great listeners, who knows where this thing would be going?
Oh my gosh, I know. We would just be here like talking to ourselves and being ridiculous. Now we're talking to you and being ridiculous.
That's right. And you're listening to us.
That's right.
And look, we even brought Chase on board.
Yeah, and somehow he keeps coming back. By the way, thank you for that.
Hey,
and,
thanks for having me.
And definitely. So now we probably won't be doing a podcast from the Tulsa Pipe Club, but I plan to be there, and so maybe come out and support you. You pipe smokers, you love the content, so coming out to the Tulsa Pipe Club if you can.
Yeah,
and we will definitely make that happen for you.
I should be there as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it over that way. I'm glad I know about it. Definitely want to get out and support the Tulsa Pipe Club. And even though we may not be doing a podcast from there, definitely going to shoot some pictures and stuff so we can get that up on Instagram so that we can continue to just try to bring you any sort of content we can, because, to me, I'm just having a blast. I'm getting to smoke cigars, hang out with some great guys. And I think the Tulsa Pipe Club is going to be kind of more of the same there.
Yeah. Well, it's just something about the appreciation of fine tobacco. It doesn't really matter what form it's in. If it's fine tobacco, it's fine tobacco. So cigar smokers, pipe smokers, I feel like we're pretty much birds of a feather.
Yeah. And before we start wrapping this up, Chase, I don't know if you ever seen or remember the show Intervention that was on A&E.
Yep.
We may need to call those guys about Justin.
Why?
Justin may need an intervention. Let me tell you guys something. I've known Brother Justin. I'm just going to put it to you this way.
Oh my gosh.
I've known Brother Justin longer than I haven't known him, right? And I stopped by to pick him up today, and he said, "Oh, hey, you haven't got to see the room since I got my new shelves."
for my tobacco collection.
Oh no.
Collection is a bit of an understatement. Let me just paint this picture for you real quick, guys. Let's say the world was to hit the zombie apocalypse tomorrow or something, right? Our currency as we know it is absolutely no good. I'm going over to Brother Justin's house. He has enough pipe, tobacco, cigarettes, cigarette tobacco, rolling papers. I'm going to be okay.
And
Look,
and I got a ton of corncob pipes.
I wasn't going to mention that.
I have a few. I have a few briars, and now I'm working on my cigar collection.
You talk about an afterthought.
Yeah.
His poor Tupperware is like, what about me?
Yeah. Not mine, man. My
no.
Tupperwares are like, why don't you buy some more pipe tobacco, man? You're running out of money.
Go over to Justin's.
Because
for real.
because I have filtered cigars. I have, of course, all the 110 millimeter roller, the 100 millimeter roller, the 79 millimeter roller. The only thing I haven't been able to do so far, I do have some cones, but I can't figure out how to fill those things like with tobacco, because
I don't think you fill those with tobacco.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing wrong. Because
that is what you're doing wrong.
Okay, I don't smoke the other stuff, and so so now the other thing that I do want to get into, believe it or not, there's a tobacco. There's hookah.
Hookah's really good. That's
Is
something.
it really?
Yeah.
Have you had
Oh
it?
yeah. I love it.
There you go.
Love
We
it.
found a hookah professional.
Love it.
No,
If we do something at a hookah place, I could. Yeah.
Dude, there are hookah bars in town, I think, right?
Several. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? Okay, so we're gonna do some hookah research because hookah you do inhale.
Yeah.
And you have like this hose hooked onto and that sounds like a bong to me.
So it's a little bit different. So with hookah, you're actually vaping the tobacco. So what you're doing is you have like this really tall, hookah pipe, which is essentially it essentially works like a bong kind of. But you've got your top part, which is like a ceramic like bowl that has your tobacco in it.
Okay.
Then that is then covered in foil. And what you do is you take these embers out of you've got a little ember pot next to your deal. And you take tongs and you take a red hot ember and you set it on top of the foil. And then you poke a couple little holes in the foil, around the ember to where the ember's not over the holes, but it's roasting the tobacco. And then as you're pulling those tobacco vapors down into the water and then cleaning them through the water and then through the hose. So
and the hose there's a part that goes in your mouth.
Yes.
Okay,
and so you're essentially drawing in non-combusted tobacco vapors filtered through water.
Can I tell you guys what hookah reminds me of?
What?
Jabba the Hutt and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, hookah's great because you can smoke it all day. It doesn't make your throat raw. It's cool.
Ooh,
it's all flavored. So all hookah's like super flavored. So you just pick whatever fruit or whatever dessert or whatever you want. And then
I think I work with a guy who has a hookah.
And so what's what is the aroma fruity and all that too, or is it more tobacco?
It tastes fruity. It smells fruity. It's whatever you want it to be. So usually go to a hookah place and they'll have just a wall of different kinds of tobaccos, and they'll just give you a menu usually, and you'll pick whatever fruity thing you want, and they'll just bring that to you. And
Okay.
So they just keep coming in and bringing embers every so often.
We all need to go to the hookah bar, and you can be our expert and tell us what to do.
He's going to be our Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
that's right.
So definitely. So I wanted to see. I don't have that, but the cigarette tobacco, cigarette papers, hemp papers, all that stuff. I would say, and I have a number of jars, not like some people, but I do have a lot of jars like, with the old stuff like Prince Albert and Half and Paladin Black Cherry.
Wait,
all
did you say a few jars?
What's a few?
The reason Prince Albert is not in circulation anymore is because Justin bought it all.
Justin bought Prince Albert and just shut him down. He said, send it all here.
If you've ordered corncob from Missouri Meerschaum,
yeah, I've got a bunch.
No, they're on back order because Justin has 14,293 of them.
I've got like 8. I've only got like 8.
He took some pictures.
Yes, I did.
And so he's going to be posting those on Instagram. So Chase, be looking for those.
I can't wait.
Yeah. You guys are going to be like, who is the hoarder here?
But I've been doing this for a long, long time, and then I even have some drawers like with pouches, unopened pouches. I have some drawers with open pouches and stuff like that. So hey, where are you going?
It's a real car hole.
Come back! Where are you going?
Going to get a pack of smokes.
They're going somewhere, man. They're leaving. Bye, Jessica. Come back when you can stay longer.
So, yeah, see, we're in a real car hole now.
That's right. It's not called car hole for nothing. Whoop.
Feedback.
By the way, and again, as we're wrapping this up, happy birthday, Sean.
Yeah.
Again, working on his 39th birthday.
That's right.
So my birthday will be coming up later this year. I'll be working on my 16th, 39th birthday.
That's right.
So I'm going to be sweet 16. So I don't know what that means, but I think what it means, I need to definitely post game this evening with some Yingling lager.
All right, so let's go around real quick before we wrap this up, and let's kind of give our final thoughts on the Fat Bottom Betty, by Deadwood. Justin's going to burn down the Car Hole Lounge.
Oh, dang, I did. Sorry, dude.
Hey,
Oh, dude.
that's why we got the filter
It's
on
just,
the mic.
yeah. At least that's the cheap part.
See, this is what happens when Justin pre-games.
That's right.
You know, that's okay. So here's the deal. So again, thank you guys for putting up with us. And for our little birthday episode here, we have been smoking the Fat Bottom Betty by Deadwood by Drew Estate. And
Highly recommend.
yeah, I would say, you know, if you're a pipe smoker that wants to have a cigar, I would suggest starting with one of these, you know,
Yeah,
even if you
definitely.
get it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. If you do cigars and you're from pipes, believe me, this is a good place to start. Now I'm getting down to the bottom. Again, kind of more of the same. The sweetness has kind of went away. It's definitely more intense, more cigar-like, but still very enjoyable. I tell you what, this one wins the Royal Rumble. He's going to challenge, even if Tabernacle can't make it, he's going to challenge the Edge. I swear to God, he's going to challenge the Edge for the undisputed heavyweight championship.
Yeah, I do think it would be interesting to try the Crazy Alice and the Sweet Jane, the girl with no name, just to kind of see because kind of like what Tomas was telling us, you know, those different sizes, you're going to get a different smoke out of the different sizes and the fillers and all that stuff. So,
well, and this is such a unique cigar that I don't think I can put it above or below any of the cigars I currently smoke.
Right, yeah.
Because it's so different that this isn't something I would smoke every day, but this is something I would definitely buy a box of and have on hand.
yeah.
But like, I feel like this is something I would want to be in the mood for, or this would be a good cigar if you're going to go somewhere to like an event, like a wedding or something.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to smoke and not, you know, run everybody out. This would be something that I think would be better than maybe smoking something harsher.
Definitely a crowd pleaser, I'll bet. I wish we could have got some other people out here to smell this aroma because I think it's a real crowd pleaser, but I enjoy the aroma of tobacco. So
well,
I do too.
And I enjoy the aroma of a good cigar. And this is definitely, I will say, as far as aromatics out of a cigar, this is tops. The Intemperance by Romacraft has a fantastic aroma, and the J.C. Newman, the Brick House, another one that has a great.
Mm-hmm. I recommended
aromatic.
one of the Intemperance to somebody at the pouch the other day. He was looking at stuff and he was eyeballing those, and I was like,
because you got the Maduro one, right? Yeah.
I was like, man, just don't put it back. You got you just walk
especially for the price, man. They're such great cigars. But
absolutely.
Look, I'm gonna just chime in with you guys. This is definitely a highly recommended cigar. I think Ben and the guys over at the Leaf Cutters were 100% spot on with their recommendation. And everybody that said we were going to love it, you guys were 100% right. And I'm glad that we chose to kind of smoke this one on this episode. So if you're a pipe smoker or a cigar smoker, like I said, like Van Hagar said, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
I actually have one other small point. If you're out there and you're smoking infused cigars, for one, stop. But when you move to cigars, this tastes almost like an infused cigar because it's so powerfully sweet.
Yes.
So I feel like
Good
if you're
point.
somebody that smokes, acids or something, some of those like cheaper cigars, they'll infuse them to cover the bad taste of the tobacco. You could move right along to this, and then from this would be a great jumping off point to any of the typical Maduros and Habanos, the kind of more normal, just cigars.
right.
And I'm glad you said that because when I first started smoking cigars again, I was recommended a sweet infused cigar, and I smoked it, and it was not good.
No, it's really poor quality.
It was poor quality. I didn't like it, and so that was the one thing with this Fat Bottom Betty. Reading about the sweetness and stuff, I was a little almost kind of gun shy, like but I couldn't have had those thoughts. Couldn't have been more wrong.
No,
this is one of the. I agree with you, Chase. This isn't one that I'm going to smoke every night, but this is definitely one that I'm going to keep in the humidor. So when I have one of those, and another thing is it's.
This would be a good after holiday smoke.
Yeah.
You eat a huge meal, and instead of maybe having 2 slices of pie, you just have one of these.
Right.
One.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And also, it's the other thing that I'm finding, because usually if you smoke a big ring gauge cigar like this, as you get towards the end of it, you can sometimes have that where you almost start getting a little bit of that nick sick.
Yeah, you burn your mouth too.
Right.
Yeah.
You got a cherry this big.
Yeah. And I'm not getting any of that from this. A great burn. It's kept a great, nice, even burn the whole way through.
Yeah, it's definitely lower medium bodied.
Right.
I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mild to medium
Mild
for
to
sure.
medium,
Yeah. For such a dark skin.
Yeah, and being so big too. It's
I
feel like I
would
could smoke
agree.
it.
So let's see. I was just looking through my notes here. I think one thing I'd like to do before we wrap this up, I always like to say thank you or give shout outs to our friends. Obviously, the Leaf Cutters, the Crazy Gringo J-Ram. We talked about Matthew, budget.cigars.smoker. Hey, Cigars with Kevin. And I'm not going to get it mixed up this time. Big Al. His handle is cigars _ WIT _ Big Al. Carrie, Cowboy HD11, and Jim Cervelos. Those are my guys. Thank you so much for your continued support of Smoking Sounds. And I'm going to pass it over to you guys. What do you want to give? What do you want to plug before we get out of here?
Just wanted to ask you, so didn't you say the Tulsa Rumblers were having an indoor practice sometime soon?
Yeah. So the Saturday night, the Tulsa Rumblers are having an indoor practice at Private Practice. It's an indoor baseball facility here in town. They have like a full infield. They have a real dirt mound for pitchers, several batting cages. So if you're just looking for a place to go swing your bat and get a little batting practice, Perfect Practice is a proud sponsor of the Tulsa Rumblers.
Chase?
What do you got?
You can find me at Instagram on pipes _ sticks.
That's right.
And I'm going to do my best to be at the Pipe Club, the Tulsa Pipe Club meeting on Saturday.
4 to 7.
4 to
Yep,
7.
4 to
That's what
7.
you said.
So
Okay.
I
At
should be
the
there.
tobacco pouch.
At the tobacco pouch.
Yeah, and just want to thank you guys for having me on the show again.
Hey.
Oh, man.
You are welcome anytime, my friend.
Anytime, man. I tell you what, hey, if you want to come over to my house for big 80s night with margaritas.
That's right.
Now we have, not only do we have regular margarita, but we also have the watermelon flavor.
Oh.
But no smoking in my house. It's a rental.
Gotcha.
So you can't smoke in there, but you can have margaritas and talk about 80s stuff. If you wanna,
We
you're
may
more
have
than
to-
welcome.
And I promise Justin has enough pipe tobacco. If we want to have a pregame pipe or something before that,
I might have a little bit.
he might have a little bit.
He might be able to spare a bowl.
Yeah.
I told him, I said,
I kept telling him, well, I'm almost out because he's like, dude, I need to try some of that 1Q. And so I gave him a little Ziploc bag full. I said, well, okay, but I'm almost out. I had this pound and a half jar full.
yeah. You couldn't even tell I took any out of it. Right. So, all right. Well, listen, as we wrap up today's episode, I hope you gained a newfound appreciation for the craftsmanship and artistry behind Deadwood Cigars. Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or a curious newcomer, there's something magical about the fusion of pipe tobacco and a cigar that Deadwoods definitely brought to the table. And, I'd like to say thank you again for joining us on this aromatic adventure. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a review so you never miss a beat
or a draw.
Hey, and share your thoughts with us on social media at Smoking Sounds Pod. Until next time, keep those cigars lit and the sounds smoking.